Hello there, welcome to our channel Daily Discoveries. So today news is about President Biden says he'll travel to Hawaii next week to inspect the response to the deadly wildfires on the island of Maui. He has been criticized by his political opponents who said that he has been slow to see the devastation. He'll meet the survivors and emergency workers. The White House says he'll visit scenes of wildfire damage and discuss what steps in the recovery operations with the officials need to come next. So far, officials have confirmed that 110 people have died in the fires, but that number is expected to rise as the search continues. Only 38 of the affected area has actually been searched and just a handful of victims have been identified. We're just a little bit more heartbroken because we do have to report that more of our loved ones have been confirmed lost and deceased. 110 young are among those who lost their lives. There are some signs of hope and recovery now emerging. The road to Lahaina, the main road that has been closed for a week now, was reopened today during daylight hours, although you can probably see the roadblock behind me. They're not letting people into the worst affected area itself, because that search and recovery operation is still ongoing. The authorities from the outset have been asking for patience. It is a painstaking and very difficult task. The recovery operation that is going on just down below me, so they have been asking for patience. They have more teams. There are now 40 canine teams working. The dogs have to take rests because of the heat and the terrain, but as I say, there are now signs of recovery and hope. 3 schools in the Lahaina did individuals have been confirmed deceased. We'll get some details about this from our distinguished leaders in police and fire. 38% of the territory has been covered. North America correspondent Sophie Long reports from Maui and how the process of identifying victims is going. We now know that 110 people are known to have died. You can probably make out Lahaina behind me, the town that was engulfed by flames a week ago. Survived. They are being cleared of ash and debris, and the air and water quality is being tested. People are very keen to get children back to school as soon as possible so they can be with their friends and be learning instead of kicking around and thinking constantly about the enormity of what happened here. Now President Biden is due to visit the area on Monday. There has been some criticism that he should have come sooner. There are some people who think it's now not the time either. I will speak talking to one Kumu a little earlier, a teacher of Hawaiian culture, and he thought very deeply about it, and he said that a lot of people here are glad that President Biden is going to come and see for himself the damage and the extent of the damage, and he said it's important that the president sees that people are struggling and that they need help. But any presidential visit does require road closures, and it will use resources which are already stretched, so there is a division in opinion about when the right time for the president to come and visit this area is. But the idea is that he will be able to survey the damage himself and bring some hope to people here. But again, road closures, people here are struggling to get their lives back to some kind of normality, and that will be a hindrance in them being able to do that. And that was Sophie Long there. Meanwhile, wildfires in Canada's remote Northwest Territories are inching closer to the region's capital city, Yellowknife. The whole of the area is under a state of emergency as fires continue to burn out of control. Communities in the path of the fire being evacuated, and hundreds of people have been airlifted to safety by the military. Yellowknife is now blanketed in smoke. Its mayor says that if a full-scale evacuation is needed, the population of 20,000 may need to be evacuated by air, as the one highway into the city could be rendered impassable by the flames. And in Europe, a wildfire on Spain's holiday island of Tenerife has forced 5 villagers to be evacuated. The fire, which broke out on Tuesday night, is raging through a forested area with steep ravines in the northeastern part of this island. Around 255 firefighters, backed by 13 planes and helicopters, are tackling the fire. The head of the regional government says the fire is out of control. The scenario is not exactly very